Hello, welcome to Shad Life. I am at the top of Winds and doing my intro here. And then when the video starts, I'll actually have started it back at the beginning of the trail. And I'm realizing when I do my channel that I don't always have to do my intro at the beginning of my video. I can do it anywhere along my video that I want. But one thing I want to talk about before I hit this trail is I just noticed on the Salsa website that they have new models of the Rustler. Super stoked on that. So I'll go ahead and put that info on the screen right here. But yeah, they didn't change the geometry or anything. Components a little bit. But yeah, they have new models of this, so they're not discontinuing it. They're going to keep the Rustler going for who knows how long, but this is a sweet bike because it's 150 front, 130 rear, and kind of fits that model of bikes like maybe the Canyon Spectral 125 or that I forget the model of it that I rode, but I'll put it down here on the screen when I was in Fruta. But yeah, they're continuing this model and I'm stoked about that. Okay, this is my first weekend up in Cuyuna this year. Seems crazy that it's this late. It's like nearing the end of May. My birthday is in a week, turning 56. So yeah, that 60 is edging ever so closer. It's kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, here I am. This is the Yaki unit. So this is called Hollow Road. Gets me to the two trails I want to ride today. They're Winds and Bobsled. And I don't know, I might do a couple others while I'm down here on this end. So I did a ride yesterday. I didn't film with some friends. Rode some of the Sagamore stuff and Bison Run. One thing that I noticed, so 1 week ago today was when I was riding More Fun in Fruta, and that was like the tail end of my week, and I rode 7 days straight in Colorado and really overdid it. Like my legs were so toast. And then I rode Theodore Worth on Tuesday and I just had nothing in me. Like I was hurting, and so I didn't ride until yesterday, so Tuesday and then Saturday. So I gave myself a few days to recover, and I felt kind of weak and sore in the legs yesterday. I was kind of shocked, and here I am today, and the bottom side of my thighs is like so sore. I don't get it. So maybe it's an age thing, I don't know, but it is taking my legs forever to recover. Maybe I just overdid it that much in Colorado or it's gonna take me a week or more to recover. I don't know, but I'm gonna just do what I can, take it easy, not really push myself super hard until I feel 100% again. So to get up to Winds, which is super awesome downhill jump line, you have to do pretty significant climb. At least it's gradual, but I just take my time on this. Then when I get to the top, take a little breather so I have all my energy for the downhill. Whew. But yeah, lots of climbing. Have a good one. All right, here we go. First Winds run of the year. I know you don't need a ton of speed for a lot of these. Yeah. I actually feel like I have to get on the brakes a little bit because if I don't, I overshoot them. This one is always hard to clear. Oh, no problem that time. Nor that one. Nor that one. Wow, not bad for the first time here. Whew, here's the climbing part. Oh, I was in the wrong gear. I wanted to pedal for that. So, skipping that drop. Otherwise, you don't clear it. Cleared that. And that. Oh, geez. Whew. Fun. Ooh, nosedived on that one. Not as much lift as I was expecting on the takeoff. There we go. Not a bad first run of winds. Love it. And there's the lake. Woo! This rock up here, it's always fun to ride over. Cool. So I'm taking it back a notch just to make sure I recover. I did want to talk about this bike and that it is pretty beat. It needs some TLC, and mostly in the suspension. I think the rear shock and the front shock should just be completely serviced. So it's kind of tough to do that this time of year because it's spring and all year. Although I do have a bunch of other bikes, this is the only full suspension bike that I have. So there's that. And speaking of full suspension, I feel like I'm finally starting to understand how to ride full suspension, which is kind of funny, but the reality is I am relatively new to full suspension. I'd say 5 years I've had full suspension. I did have a slope style bike around 2010, Jameis Parker, but that wasn't set up for this kind of riding, and most riding it was very much a jump full suspension bike. It had 4 inches of travel front and rear. And then I had a big hit in the early 2000s, and that thing was a beast. So I have always preferred hardtails, and it hasn't even been that long since I've had front suspension. In the 2000s I always had a fully rigid bike. So there you have it. So one thing that I've learned is how to jump better with full suspension. I've learned the preload and the pop-up a lot better, and what that's done is allows me to go slower off of jumps. I used to just go really fast. Then I would like overshoot them a lot. Now I get the pop that I need to clear them, even if I'm not going super fast. And I'll do a video about this axis, SRAM GX axis that I put on this bike. That's more detailed, but if you've watched this far on this one, I'm really loving this shifting. It's like never shifts into the wrong gear. I may shift into the wrong gear, but it does what I tell it to do. So if I tell it to do the wrong thing, it's gonna do the wrong thing. But one of my favorite features is that I can, and now that I've had it a while, I can hit like a climb that I'm not expecting and know that I need to push the button like 3 or 4 times or 5 or whatever, right? Like I just go boop, 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 and it goes right into that gear. And if I really need to, if it's a super steep climb, I have it set up where I just push and hold, and it just keeps shifting until it gets into the easiest gear. And I can do the opposite going up, and it doesn't, you know, it stops shifting as soon as I let off the button. But as long as I'm holding the button down, it's going to keep shifting up or down automatically. And that is probably the coolest feature ever. So if I get to a downhill and I need more gear, I'm not like pushing a button a whole bunch of times. I'm just pressing and holding until it gets into a harder gear. And same thing on a climb. Super cool. But for the most part, because I'm getting used to it, I will just push it as many times as I need to. I'll just do like 1, 2, 3. And it won't, you know, it might take a split second to get into 3rd gear, but I know it's going to go there. There's no doubt in my mind that it's not going to go 3 gears. And that is so nice. And the electronic shifting, you know, with batteries and all that, yes, you have to make sure they're charged and all that stuff, but so far I have not had an issue, and the reliability and shiftability is so good that it's worth it to me to have this wireless shifting, and just know that I need to be aware that I need to charge the battery every now and then, so on and so forth. You can check the battery level with the app before you go out and ride, or probably better to do it when you're done riding for the day, so you know whether you should plug it in and charge it. Ooh, rock. There's one other upgrade on this bike that I keep forgetting to talk about, and it's been on here over a year now. It's the oval chainring. The wolf tooth oval chainring is still on here, and I don't even notice it anymore. It's so weird. It's like, I don't know if it's helping or not. I just have left it on here, and I switch between this bike and bikes, all my other bikes. None of them has an oval chainring. This is the only one, and I just don't even notice it. I remember when I first got it, I noticed that it felt like it kind of pulsated when I pedal, but now I'm even thinking about it and I can't tell. So for all I know, it could be helping me and I wouldn't even know it. I just ride my bike through these sharp pointy rocks. I actually did a how-to about line choice in this rock garden. So here I am at the top of Bobsled, and I've only gotten a little over 3.5 miles. That's pretty funny. Huh. This section of trail, to get good mileage, you have to do loops or go hit some of the other trail across the road. But yeah, I'm gonna take a breather and then hit Bobsled here. Have fun. Thanks. Alright, here we go. This is my first bobsled run of the year. I don't remember when it was. It was either last year or the year before they really fixed the berms up nice on this trail. This is another trail. I know everybody likes to push the speed, but I've learned that you don't have to go like full as hard as you can on it to clear those. Or that one. I'm definitely more relaxed and just flowing with this trail. Super fun. It's so fun. Woo. Yeah, good old bobsled. So I'm gonna keep riding, just get some more mileage in, but I'm gonna end my video here because I don't need this one to be super mega long. It's long enough as it is. So appreciate your support for my channel. Please like and subscribe. Peace.